You see this result? It didn't happen because of the shading. It happened because of the first few seconds. Today, no Loomis, but listen closely. There is a trap here. If you miss this first step, the entire face will collapse. I start with these 4 simple lines dividing the paper. I'm using a standard HB pencil. Even though we are drawing freely today, we still need a map. Think of these lines as our gravity. Without them, it's very easy for the proportions to drift away and float off the page. This is the only rule we are keeping. Now we enter stage 1. This is where our brains often play tricks on us. Our instinct is to draw hard outlines, an eye shape, a nose shape. But in reality, the face is made of soft shadows, not lines. So I'm looking for the heavy masses, the dark spots. I'm pressing very lightly. If it looks messy, don't worry. We are just searching for the form. It's supposed to look like a ghost right now. Now, stage 2. I call this the ghost phase. I take a tissue and I soften everything I just did. This step is actually for us, not just the drawing. It removes the intimidation of the bright white paper. We are creating a soft gray underpainting. Trust this ugly phase. It's not about perfection yet, it's about creating a base that feels like organic skin. Okay, the base is set. Now begins stage 3, the definition. I'm switching to a Staedtler Black 8B to work on the glasses. And hey, I want to say something about the tools. You see me using this specific pencil, but please don't feel like you can't do this because you don't have it. I use this for speed, but art is about the hand, not the brand. You can achieve this same depth with a standard school pencil if you just layer it patiently. In fact, if you guys ever want to see a one cheap pencil challenge to prove that, let me know in the comments. I'd love to show you how to do it. Back to the eyes. I'm working on the wrinkles now. Here we have to fight the urge to just draw lines. A wrinkle is actually a fold in the skin. It has a shadow side and a light side. Capturing that volume is what makes him look experienced rather than just drawn. It takes a bit of time to see it this way, so be patient with yourself. It's a ping-pong game for your eyes. Look at the reference, then the paper, then back again. Now, the part that usually intimidates artists, the skin texture. We want this cheek to look like living flesh. The secret isn't a complex trick, it's simply layering. I'm using a circular motion to build up the gray tones gently. We want to avoid harsh, scratchy strokes. Skin has a flow to it. This part is a marathon, not a sprint. It can feel repetitive, but try to enjoy it. This slow buildup is exactly what gives the skin that smooth, realistic depth. I blend one last time to unify the surface. Now, we flip the process. We start subtractive drawing. First with a charcoal eraser for soft highlights. This is where the magic happens. I'm essentially drawing with light. These tiny dots represent the pores catching the reflection. It brings a spark of life to the paper. But here's the thing. Light needs shadow to exist. If we leave the white dots alone, they might look like snow. So, I pick up the HB pencil again. I am carefully shading the tiny spaces around the white dots. It's this contrast, the white pore next to the dark skin, that pops the texture out in 3D. It's tedious work, I know, but the result is worth it. I'm bringing back the black pencil now. I'm going over the deepest pores again. Sometimes we are afraid to go dark because we don't want to ruin the drawing, but without deep darks, the image can feel faded. So be brave with your contrast. Let's move to the mustache and beard. Our natural instinct is to draw every single hair on the white paper, but that often looks unnatural. Instead, try laying down a solid dark mass first. Then, use the sharpened eraser to carve the gray hairs out of the darkness. This mimics how hair actually sits on the face. Layers of light over shadow. By the way, there is another cool trick called the indenting technique, where you scratch the paper before shading. It gives a different look. If you're curious about that, tell me, and I'll explain it in a future video. Finally, a touch of white gel pen. This is for those few hairs that really catch the studio light. It adds that final layer of crispness. Moving to the close. I like to keep the texture here a bit looser. We want the viewer's eye to stay focused on the face, not the jacket. So I let the pencil strokes be a bit more free and impressionistic here. For the background, use charcoal powder or pencil shavings. I'm darkening the area right next to the light side of the face. A few final touch-ups with the electric eraser, and we are done. Drawing without a grid can be scary, but it connects you to the subject in a way that lines and rulers just can't. If you enjoyed this deep dive into texture, you'll love my tiger drawing. I used a similar layering technique, but pushed the texture to a whole new level. Click right here to watch that next. Thanks for drawing with me.